Coming up in this episode, clubs are unsure about the proposed marquee new rule. The NRL continues making moves for new and current players. And we catch up with Thursday and Friday night's Super League games. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. So we're going to talk about the proposed changes to the marquee rule, as clubs are kind of split on the idea of an additional marquee player during an RFL regulatory meeting back on Wednesday. Decision makers at the Super League clubs got together to discuss a number of topics, including a potential introduction of a third marquee player slot exclusively to be used on British talent. This is so that the likes of moves for NRL clubs of Kai Pearce-Paul, Will Price and Dom Young before them to Newcastle Knights, and most recently the move of Lewis Murphy to Sydney Roosters, so that Super League clubs have a fighting chance at keeping some of their talent. Some clubs were in favour of the proposal, which would, in theory, make it easier to retain the best English talent. However, others were unsure of the proposals for several reasons. The main one is a broadcast deal has yet to be agreed for the next year with the Super League or IMG, which is a source of frustration for many clubs. And some officials believe it's impossible to make a decision on the salary cap related matters without having the full picture of what the central distribution of the deal will look like. The league that never spends a lot of money in the first place do have a little bit of road rash, since the last TV deal reduced the amount of income from £40 million to just £26 million over the last 2 years. Furthermore, it's believed that others think that the bigger area of concern is the NRL's enhanced pursuit of the country's younger players who fall into the 16 to 21 age bracket. Players who wouldn't normally command the marquee money at this stage of their career. There is a fear that the player pool is being exploited the most, and that effort needs to be made to protect clubs from losing those players. The NRL are an example, though, of a collective bargaining agreements that are being thrashed out when the sport renews their TV deal agreements, which is usually in the positive, meaning going up, when the money is talked about and agreed to, should I say. Those agreements cover a lot of bases, like the minimum wage of players, training trial deals, healthcare during and post-career of a rugby league player. There is a lot of power with the players, and that has seen wages go up and up, as deals have now changed the NRL salary cap from what was 9.6 million Australian dollars, which equates to £5.1 million, to going up to 12.6 million Australian dollars, a rise to £6.73 million. This is also with the women's game also going up by a massive 153% increase to 884,000 per season per club for 2023. Ultimately, the RFL board will determine whether the ruling is approved after taking it into consideration, and also the consideration of feedback from the clubs. A decision is expected later this month, though. Meanwhile, clubs are debating on a number of other topics, such as scholarships, though there are no updates provided on a broadcast deal. It is hoped that developments will be made now. Sky has concluded their English Football League deal, not the Premier League, the 3 tiers below. And that has gone for a massive deal recently, but it's one of the most viewed sports in Europe, sports leagues in Europe being that the Championship. If Rugby League gets anywhere near their deal, even anywhere near half their deal, there's a positive to come. So we go into a quick catch up on the moves and retentions down under in the NRL that haven't been announced this week, as more have followed the deals like the Titans pair that we've spoken about in an earlier episode I brought you a couple of days ago. First are a matter of extending the deal of Jermaine Hopgood until the end of the 2025 NRL season. The 23-year-old Indigenous All-Star joined the Eels at the start of the season from Penrith and has featured in every game for his new club this year. Jermaine has been a tremendous addition to the Eels squad and has brought so much more than his football talent, said Eels head of football Marque. Jermaine is tough, has a great work ethic and a good offload in his game. Not only is he performing on the field for his team, he has connected well with everyone at the club and has brought a strong cultural presence. Our next move sees Canberra Raiders prop Emery Guller will remain at the club at least till the end of 2025 after extending his current deal. This deal was due to expire at the end of the 2023 season. There was also an incoming at Newcastle, as Dane Okafolau has joined the Knights for the rest of the 2023 season after featuring for North Sydney Bears in the New South Wales reserve grade competition. I apologise, Dane, if I got that wrong. Your surname wrong. I will get it right eventually. And North Queensland Cowboys have officially signed Semi Valame from the Canberra Raiders for the next year and a half. The winger, who can also line up in the centres sometimes, is a Fijian representative, but struggled to find his way into the first grade action at the Raiders during recent times. Making his NRL debut for the Green Machine in round 10 of the 2020 season, Valame has played 29 games for the Raiders, 10 of those coming in his rookie year. He then played 11 in 2021 and 8 last year, but has yet to feature in 2023, sitting behind a backline which has featured the likes of Sebastian Crisp, Matthew Tomiko, Jared Croker, Albert Tapuati, Jordan Rapana and Nick Kotrick. Instead, Valame has been required to run out in the New South Wales Cup outfit in Canberra, and in his 7 games at that level has struck with 6 tries and averaged 122 metres per game. His impressive form has seen the Cowboys sign him until the end of the 2024 season, following the recent releases of Latea Mokodreki, Newcastle Knights, and Jordan Lip to Western Clydesdale. Those moves were confirmed by Zero Tackle during the week and have now been made official by the club. Valame will add to the depth of North Queensland's struggling backline. It's Valame, isn't it? And could come into calculations during Origin time, with Murray Talagi and Valentine Holmes both in the mix for Billy Slater's Queensland outfit. Cowboys General Manager of Football Michael Luck has said the signing was a good one for the Cowboys. Notice Valame's talent in the air, while also revealing the Cowboys tried to bring the Fijian into the squad last year. We're excited to be able to bring a player of Semi's ability to our club at this stage of the season. Semi has played 29 games at the NRL level and has shown he is a gifted finisher. Strong defensively and talented in the air, he will provide us with depth, particularly in the next 6 weeks as we head into Origin period. We looked at bringing Semi into the squad last year, which didn't work out, but we're excited to secure his services for the rest of the year and for 2024. In addition to his 29 NRL games, Valeme has played 5 tests for Fiji. Again, I'm going to have to apologise for a name incorrect. Semi Valeme is the way that it's pronounced, and hopefully I will continue to get it correct after this correction. Semi Valeme. And finally, we go back in time to Thursday and Friday nights to look at the games played in this week's round of Super League games. The teams come into the weekend fixtures for round 12 in these places during in the league table. Warrington returned to the top of the table with 18 points after a victory over a spirited Wakefield side, who in turn continue to be at the foot of the table. OKR joined Wigan on 16 points in 3rd place, while the Dragons moved to 4th above Salford on try-goal difference, both on 14 points. Leigh are impressive and rise to 6th, overtaking Saints in the process. Now they are on 12 points. Saints and Leeds have 10 points due to both being defeated last time out. Huddersfield Giants and Hull FC start the round on 8 points apiece, and both disappointed at the start their league starts, while Cass have 4 points, keeping them 4 clear of their neighbours and 4 away from those above. This weekend sees each team itching for a response, as Fridays had Huddersfield versus Leigh, Wigan versus Leeds Rhinos, Castleford Tigers versus Catalans, and Warrington face the Robins. The weekend concludes with the Saints at home against Salford, first game between the two since that semi-final last year. Anyway, we start on Thursday as Wakefield face a Hull FC side. While both were close in the table, fortunes had recently turned for Hull with 2 wins in their last 2 games, while Wakefield have set a Super League club record of no wins from their 11 starting games. Unfortunately for Wakefield, it was not any better this time, as they have now got 12 losses to their name. The Black and Whites had only a 6-0 lead at half time thanks to an Adam Swift's try and Jake Clifford conversion, but Hull ran out 26 points to 6 winners at the Be Well Support Stadium. Scoring came from a try for Carlos Tuimavave and a Clifford penalty, then tries from Liam Sutcliffe and Scott Taylor for Hull sandwiched a Will Dagger converted Matty Asher's try. Jake Clifford kicked a perfect night from 5 attempts. The only dark spot for Hull is an injury to David Litton, as the young fullback limped off midway through the second half, though reports suggest this was just as a precaution. Final score: Hull 26, Wakefield 6. On to Friday, as last night dished up some tasty rugby league. Firstly, in the game between Castleford Tigers and Catalans Dragons, we saw the Dragons win 20 points to 46 at the Jungle. Tries from Desiree, 2 from Kerrigan, Ikuvalu, Johnson, Garcia, Whitley and Tompkins all got a try apiece, which saw the Dragons on the way to a win, while Castleford had 2 tries each from Mellor and Fariamo. Kicking side, Kerrigan kicked 5 goals for Catalans, while Morgs kicked a further 2 for the Dragons, before Widdop kicked 1 and 2 by McShane for Castleford Tigers. Next, Huddersfield Giants were defeated by Leigh Leopards in our next game 30 points to 4, in another disappointing display at the John Smith Stadium for the Giants. Tries from Reynolds, the first being a 80-metre break which he was on the end of, 2 from Charnley, 1 from Lamb, and one from Mella put the game firmly in the Leopards' grasp. There was a response from the Giants, a single solitary try from Kevin Nagama, which is a performance that is not quite good enough on the night for fans and coach Ian Watson. 30 points to 4, the Giants need to sort something out quickly. Game number 3 between Warrington Wolves and Hull KR had the making of a top game, and so it was Warrington who clawed their way to the lead and came away with the victory. A scoreline of 21 points to 14 in the Wolves' favour was hard fought. The pass of the game, and possibly the night, came from James Batchelor to set up Ethan Ryan for his try. A wonderful flick pass from the right hand side through the back door when he was falling to the ground made its way into the outside back's hands for the score. If you can see it, do so. It's a fantastic effort. A further try from Tom Opetich and Mikey Lewis goaling both tries. The Robins took a 12-0 lead before half time, but a Josh Maguire converted try made the scores 12 points to 6 at half time. Only a penalty from Lewis was the points for Hull KR in the second half, so Warrington had the momentum towards their win, with Curry and Ashton getting a try apiece. 2 goals and 2 penalties from Ratchford and a drop goal from Williams made the game safe in the end for Darryl Powell's men. The last game for Friday, 12th of May 2023, was the TV game. And Leeds came to the DW Stadium to face Wigan. And they came away victorious, 40 points to 18, despite playing more than a half with 12 men due to Zane Tetavano's red card, for what was seen as a late eye shot on Harry Smith of Wigan. Wigan had got to half-time 14 points to 6 up with tries from Mitski and French and 2 goals and a penalty from Smith, while Leeds got back into the game through an interception try by Harry Newman before the resulting Tetavano at red card. Leeds had nothing to lose and came out into the second half firing with all guns blazing and got back to 18 all, despite having the lead through Holroyd and Myler either side of an Ian Thornley try. But that was it for Wigan, as Leeds finished the game with 40 points. Reece Martin, Smith and Tyndall settled it, whilst Reece Martin kicked 6 goals out of his 7 attempts, and giving the emphatic win to the Rhinos. Rowan Smith was seen to be delighted by his side's performance. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. Please remember to share this video worldwide, and also make comments about the video in the comment section below. Please be respectful to one another. Anyway, tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode, and tell me how I'm doing producing these videos now. I'm working out some bits and pieces about editing, and I think it's coming together. Maybe a little bit loose, but hey ho, I'm trying to grow. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll end the episode as I always do by wishing you all the very best. So please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.